Today's Country 94.1, where country lives.
Hi, I'm Brook Chivell, and you're listening to Rock That Country with Kylz on Today's Country 94.1.
Moon shining, hanging with my buds, Johnny, Jack, and Jim. Oh yeah. Hey, you over there, we gotta work this out. We'll have a good time, babe, that's what it's all about. 'Cause I work like hell, but you never sent what you wanna hear. Yeah, that's what I meant. The road back, baby, and down she goes. We can meet at the bar and go with the flow. I'm gonna give you a shot and chase you till you come around. Blonde or brunette, that's how we met. Bitter or sweet, how could I ever forget? Won't ever give in, just wanna hang out. I'm gonna mix it up and there ain't no doubt. I can tell you're gonna be the best that I've had. London to Moscow, Mexico, man. Have a time with the Russians. Have my heart and flame. Right on my lips, on above the young French thing. Played up in Kentucky. I had no thrills and spills. And it was all in a little bar in the middle of Nashville. You over there, I'm always thinking of you. Whatever I said, yeah, every word is true. 'Cause you look so good and you smell so right. I can touch, we can taste, you can feel till the end of the night. Won't ever give in, just wanna hang out. I'm gonna mix it up and it ain't no doubt. I can tell you're gonna be the best that I've had. London to Moscow, Mexico, man, yeah, yeah. Downtown with the Russians. And my heart and flame. Right on my lips. On above the young French thing. Played up in Kentucky. I had my thrills and spills. And it was all in a little bar in the middle of Nashville. Don't look at me like that, I'm talking about drinking. You've got a dirty mind, girl, what were you thinking? You're the only one when I switch up the lights. But when I close my eyes, it's tequila sunrise. And my heart and flame. Right on my lips. On above the young French thing. Played up in Kentucky. I have my thrills and spills. All in a little bar in the middle of another round of Russians. And dance a heart and flame. I burn my lips. On above the young French thing. I'll buck it up Kentucky. And some thrills and spills. It was all in a little bar in the middle of Nashville. And I never had to leave this bar in the middle of Nashville. And it was all in this little bar in the middle of Nashville.
Oh, big song, Thrills and Spills from Melbourne outfit, the Brook Chivell Band. And my guest today on Rock That Country is the man himself, Brook Chivell. How are you, mate?
Good, Kylz. How you going?
I'm doing very, very well, thank you.
Excellent.
Now, you have a brand new self-titled album, which is your debut album.
Yep.
Yep, and I've got to tell you, the listeners and myself, we're loving it. Did you actually write all the songs yourself?
Probably. I wrote with two other guys. Predominantly, obviously, the Cold Chisel cover I didn't have anything to do with.
Of course.
Yeah, I wrote on every other song, yeah.
Cool. Do you have a personal favourite off the album, Brooke?
probably, I think the next single is going to be a song called Let's Stay In, and I think it's probably that. I don't know why, it's just one of my favourite songs. It came together really, really easily, and it was just, I don't know, it's got a really good flow about it, I think.
And does that happen often, or is that uncommon for a song just to, you sit down, you write it, it's done, it's fantastic? Is that how it works for you?
Most times, but I'm not a big editor. The other guy that I write most of the songs with, Anthony, he's in the band as well. He's a bit more of an editor, so he'll come back and say, "Oh, this isn't flowing good for me, so, can we change it?" And I'll and then I'll be thinking, "Oh, really? Do I have to?"
Yeah, dang.
Yeah, but it happens occasionally. I mean, most of the songs have gone through, at least a few changes. I mean, Thank You, one of the songs in the album, that went through about 5 different versions before it became what it is now.
But the end result is pretty, pretty smashing, isn't it, really?
Well, thank you. I hope so.
Okay, so let's get to know a little bit more about you, Brook. When did you actually start getting seriously interested in music and forming a band?
Seriously into music? I mean, I've always been into music, and I wrote my first song when I was about 6 or 7, but I didn't know how to play an instrument. I started playing guitar when I was about 17, which is quite late. And then, I guess I formed a band about 6 weeks after that. Just seems to be, I mean, I learned a few chords off a friend, and then we kind of just went
Thought
from
you were
there.
Santana then, did you?
Oh, of course I did. I definitely was. I mean, I'd shred all over Brad Paisley. I mean, I was killer back then, but I've lost all my chops,
That is funny. I know a few people who are, we're making light of it, but I know a few people who've done that. They learn 3 or 4 chords and like, yeah, I'm Richie Sambora,
Yeah, it happens.
Funny. It's a very complex, complicated instrument.
Well, and then you realise how little you do know, and I think that's something that comes, as you get more mature on the instrument, you just realise how little you know about it. I'll listen to, I don't know, like a George Benson or some jazz guy and just think it's just a completely different instrument. What they're doing I could never do,
Yeah, although you probably could if you set your mind to it.
Probably, but I guess in the end, the thing that I learned after, 20 years of playing was it's, I just want to sound like me. I don't need to sound like anybody else. Yeah,
well, that's correct. I mean, that's what sells CDs. If you sounded like everyone else, your CDs would be like everybody else's.
Yeah, that's right.
Wouldn't they? There's not a selling point there. So, can you remember the name of the first band that you did? Did you have a name? Back then, it probably would have been something funny, was it?
Look, it was a metal band.
Oh.
And I think the name of the band was Asmodeus.
Okay.
I didn't come up with the name. I have no idea what it means.
No point me asking you then.
No, I have no recollection what it means. But yeah, it was a metal band.
It's probably not even a word, is it, Brook?
Oh, I think it is.
Okay.
It's some, it'll be some, dark magic thing
Probably.
or something, like everybody was doing back in the day.
I'll put it out to my research team. They might be able to Facebook me with whether it is actually anything at all. Now,
They're
Brook,
probably all thinking, oh my God, that Brook Chivell's a devil worshipper. I'm definitely not that.
yeah, and they're going to start playing your songs backwards to see if there's any devil worshipping or anything like that.
Yeah, God, no. I didn't say Red Rum anywhere on the album, I promise.
Now, the listeners are loving Thrills and Spills. Will there be an official music video made, and is it likely that it might be in a little bar in the middle of Nashville?
Well, actually, we filmed it 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it's in a little bar in the middle of Reservoir. But
with a Nashville sign over the top?
But it looks, I chose, it's a friend's clubhouse, and it just looks so much, I just got back, so it just looks so much like a little bar, and because we weren't, actually focusing on anything on the walls, it just looks a lot like a little bar in Nashville.
Yeah, so it's very authentic looking.
Yeah.
Did you have fun doing that?
I love doing film clips. A lot of, you hear a lot of people say, it's so boring and, it takes like 2 days. But I love doing it. I love doing that stuff. Yeah,
I reckon it would be pretty cool. I had another interview there last week and I said to someone, look, I've got a face for radio, but, you can get by, like... you look all right in a film clip. I've got a face for radio, you know what I mean?
Oh, I think you're being a bit harsh on yourself, and I think I should go into radio as well, to be honest.
Now, speaking of Nashville, have you actually been to Nashville, Brooke?
Yeah, I went to Nashville, I guess it was about 3 months ago now. I went for 5 weeks and hung out with, I've got a mate over there who does sound and road manages Randy Houser.
Okay.
So, I went over and stayed with him and got to go on tour with Randy Houser, which was pretty cool. Out on the tour bus and stuff. It was really good fun, actually. Met some famous people and stuff, which, I mean, you just go out in a pub in, you go to one of the pubs in Midtown and you can't help but bump into someone who's famous.
Well, name drop for me. Give me some names.
Chris Young I met him I met him the first night I was there.
Wow.
And he was a really nice dude. Talked to him for about 15, 20 minutes. And Stewie knew him anyway, so that's my mate that's over there.
Yeah, he's got a new song called Neon. It's a ripper.
Yeah, it is a good song. Lee Bryce. I've spent quite a bit of time with Lee Bryce. I actually handed him a copy of my album as well, which is pretty cool.
He's very talented.
Yeah. Randy Houser, obviously.
Yep.
Jamie Johnson.
Oh, stop. You're making me drool over here.
Yeah, Jamie Johnson was pretty cool, actually, although he doesn't like having... I had my big, digital camera over there with me and stuff, and he doesn't like having flash photography taken.
Oh, really?
He doesn't. I mean, if it's people in the crowd, that's fine, but, if it's someone who's, backstage or whatever, he doesn't like flash photography.
Why?
I don't know, it's just his...
Gets you on his wrong side or something?
He's probably so stoned he doesn't like the light.
Hey, we're live here, Brooke. I can't edit that.
Oops.
No, it's all good. If anybody on this show, I suppose people would expect my show to have people say things like that. It's kind of the country rock theme, isn't it?
Well, he was on the he was on the Willie Nelson tour for about 6 months.
Oh, well, look, that's very self-explanatory, isn't it?
Yes, very.
Yeah, I just quickly digressing from that. Willie Nelson's got a brand new album out called Heroes, and on one of the songs, you're right, he sings a song. It's called "Roll Me Up and Smoke Me When I Die." And it's actually Jamie Johnson, Chris Christopherson, and Willie Nelson. I'm thinking anybody that hangs around with Chris and Willie. Yeah, they're going to have to move into that groove, haven't they?
I would think so, yeah. Actually, I met Willie Nelson's son while I was there as well. He's a. I mean, aside from being really tiny, he'd have to be 5'5". He's just quite a short guy.
Well, that's still taller than me.
Oh, really?
What's his name? I can't remember his name. Willie Nelson's son. I do know it.
Oh,
you can't remember.
Making me look bad. I can't remember. I met his sister as well, so I met two of Willie's kids.
All right, it would be remiss of me not to ask you, since all of my listeners know that I am one day going to be Mrs. Luke Bryan. Did you meet him?
No, I didn't. I didn't meet him while I was there.
Right.
I think he was out on the road. When you drive into because everyone goes out on buses, and you drive into the bus depot on Wednesday night to load up the bus, and it'd be full. It'd just be chockers of buses. And then you drive in, later on that day or the next day to, kind of take off, and there would be not a bus in the car park.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everybody goes. They kind of leave on Thursday morning and come back on Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, Monday morning, that kind of deal. So did you get to play it all over there, even just in little, Yeah, I did, actually. I did a couple of gigs in some honky tonks over there.
Oh, nice.
And I did a showcase as well for a couple of record labels, which is really cool and exciting.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
You sound so humble about it too.
I mean, I just hope they like what they heard. I mean, it's one of those things. If you want to break the American market, you have to be there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's pointless even trying from here. Yeah,
for sure. Okay, moving back on to you, having recruited some of Melbourne's finest musos, which you have done.
I tried.
You like to make sure that this team the band is always referred to as a band and not a solo effort. So why then is it named the Brook Chivell Band?
The other guys came up with it. Okay. I didn't want to call it that. I wanted to call it, I don't know, picket fences. I don't know. I wanted to call it, the Donka-Donk. That would have been cool. Except I haven't got that bigger one. So, but yeah, the other guys just said that they originally want to call it Chivell, but we did a Google search and there's already a band called Chivell.
Oh, wow.
So,
who'd have thought?
I know. But if you Google Brook Chivell, I'm the only one. So, they thought we should be fairly safe with that. So that's how we ended up with the band name.
Cool. And will you be touring to officially release this debut CD, Brook?
Not at this stage, but we are looking to, put together some short, like week kind of little things to... I mean, it's just a matter of getting together enough gigs, because it's hard for it. Being in Melbourne, we're kind of at the bottom end of the whole deal, and the country music scene's not huge down here. I mean, it's here, but it's not huge like it is kind of in the Central Coast, in New South Wales and Queensland. So we have to get if we can get 5 or 6 gigs together and make it worth doing, then we'll probably do it.
Yeah, cool. And so I see you've secured a spot in the Deni Ute Muster. Have you performed there before?
No, that'll be our first time. It's very exciting, aside from the fact that we're on at 9:30 on Saturday morning, which could be interesting.
Hey, you're still there and up on a stage.
Oh, no, I just mean like I'm not going to be able to drink any bundies after about 8 o'clock the night before.
You're going to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Well, that's the hope anyway.
No, that's very cool. So going back to bands, how do you, with this band, because you've got some extremely well recognised and talented musicians in this band, how did you put the band together? Did you do audition? Do you put a call out? Do you get recommendations from other people? How did this band come together?
Well, I kind of just made phone calls myself. I mean, I knew the guys that I wanted in. I knew, like, quite a few of them I've played with before, and I'd be in a band with them, and then that'd kind of die, and I'd go into another band, and, I always kept track of the guys that I wanted to be in the band. So I just kind of, when I decided, okay, it's time to really do this thing, I called all those guys up and said, what do you think? And they were all into it, so, which is really good. Yeah,
it's a really, really good sound, and it's so perfect that I'm speaking to you today, because what I play and the focus of my show, hence being called Rock That Country, more so features and focuses and highlights the country rock genre of country music, which, and you guys fall great into that category. It's such a new, fresh and innovative sound, isn't it?
I mean, it's definitely something different than what's been going around, especially in Australia for probably the last, 15 years. Not that there's always been country rock here, even back in the 70s, there was always country rock going on, but I don't know, it's never gone really that mainstream, and it seems like, with the backing of what's happening in America,
sure,
and we seem to get a lot of their stuff, and realistically, the traditional scene's quite small over there, and the country rock pop scene.
Oh, it's huge. Absolutely huge, the likes of, Keith Urban and things like that over there making, paving the way for fellow Australian country rockers, to get in there and kick some country rock butt,
Yeah, I mean, you don't realise how huge it is over there until, we drove from New York down to Nashville and listened to country music the whole way.
Yeah, right.
Like, you never had to listen to a rock station or a pop station if you could find one anyway,
Yeah, for sure.
There's so much country over there.
Sure.
It's kind of weird to me that it's not more mainstream here.
Yeah, well, I'm doing my part for that, Brook. Much to probably the horror of a lot of people, I do tend to focus predominantly on country rock, and people like your Slim Dusty, John Williams and all that, they're the pioneers and icons and originators of country music.
Yeah.
But, as I said, I think country rock is young, it's hip, it's fresh, and, it's where it's at for me, sort of thing. But, hey, Brook, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you today.
Oh, thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, I wish you all the best with the brand new CD. And
thank you very much.
And now, are you doing anything in Tamworth?
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic.
At the moment, we're just looking for gigs at the moment, but we've got one that's confirmed with the Prairie Oysters and
oh yes,
a couple of other bands as well, doing like a southern showcase.
Great.
So
great. Where are you doing that at?
It's at the golf club, I think.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Yeah, that's how it starts. Once you get in there, if you haven't done it before, you do a gig there, they love you, and you get repeat bookings, and it all kicks off from there. Tamworth has started some of the biggest bands our country's got. But anyway, all the best. Now, I always ask my guests this one final question, Brook.
Okay.
What is the last CD that you bought, or the last song that you listened to?
Oh, gee, the last CD that I bought, I know I've bought so many country music albums in the last, I don't know.
Oh, come on. Look, I know that you're pretty special and stuff, but you would be the first person I've asked that question to and has not been able to give me an answer.
Oh my God, I buy something. It might have been Kit Moore.
Oh, okay, cool. That's his brand new album out, isn't it? His first debut album.
Yeah, it might have been Kit Moore, I think.
I was just reading that because I've been playing some of his songs, like Something About a Truck.
Yeah, we play that.
That's very cool. Brooke, take care, my friend. Lovely to talk to you, and you'll probably see me kicking around up there at Tamworth, and if I catch the show, I'll come and say g'day.
Excellent. Thanks, Kyle. All
right, no worries. Take care, and all the best for tours, CDs, everything, mate.
Great. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
No worries, buddy. See you later.
Bye.
Brook Chivell. Okay, we're heading into the news, but I'm got to play another Brook Chivell song. This is the first track on the CD, and it's entitled Drive On. Thanks so much for your time, Brooke. It's 5 to 2 on today's Country 94.1.
Hitch me a ride to the other side of town. Ain't been behind the wheel since the day my son burned out. And I'm talking to me when I'm talking to you. Got so many answers I need to get to. Leave it all behind and drive on. Got a new day to see. Gotta get myself strong. Take a chance, hit the gas, drive on. Just you and me and the open road. One hand on the wheel and turn up the stereo. It was just another day, started out just fine. Played it out a million times, over and over in my mind. And the one thing I lost that I'll never expect was announcing myself and a pound of respect. Leave it all behind and drive on. Got a new day to see. Gotta get myself strong. Take a chance, hit the gas, drive on. Just you and me and the open road. One hand on the wheel and turn up the stereo. I found what I wanted, now I've lost all that I found. Time to spin the wheels and make new tracks. I gotta pick myself up off the ground, chance, hit the gas, drive on. Just you and me and the open road. So turn up the stereo. Got a new day to see. Gotta get myself strong. Take a chance, hit the gas, drive on. Just you and me and the open road. One hand on the wheel and turn up the stereo.
Drive On, the Brook Chivell Band, and that's their debut self-titled album, which will be out very, very shortly. And what a great gentleman he is to speak to, and I do wish them all the best. I think they're a very, very promising band, and if you're heading up to Tamworth, obviously get up there and catch the show. But they are Melbourne based, and the couple of shows that he does have coming up, other than the Deni Ute Muster, is he's playing at the Gold Mines Hotel at Bendigo this month, 23rd, and the next, and he's got a whole heap of them down in Melbourne, Victoria. So hopefully we'll be able to get him up here and get some good shows happening.
Today's Country 94.1, where country lives.